All right, and we are live. What is up? What is up, everybody? And give me a second just to get everything squared away. Looks like there was a question in the chat about cyber faces. To my knowledge, that process has always been just drag and drop. No. All right, and let me get this chat pulled up to somewhere I can actually see it. Shumper says, "I'm begging you, what are you what are you begging me for?" I said, "Please help me." Oh, sorry, I didn't see the first one. You said, "Help me fix Elgin Baylor. I have a mod file from 2K23. I want to put it in 2K25." Yeah, I have no idea where to even start with that. Sorry, I'm not your guy for that. Yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't really covered the mods on 2K in probably. What's the last 2K modding video I made? It's like been over a year now, right? I know I had started some stuff early. Actually, hold on, I can't see. Okay, there we go. I know I had started covering the mods a little bit for 2K25, but then I stopped like very quickly into the year. My bad, guys. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. All right. Anyways, yeah. So the plan for this stream, I wanted to get some gameplay in with some beta sliders that I have that right now, I can't lie, are admittedly pretty rough. But we've been working really hard to get the movement really good. Now we have to work on defense. That's going to be the number one thing we got to work on with defense. And try and get some of these field goal percentages down, because that's been the issue with a lot of my games, is just the field goal percentages have been very, very high. So I want to take some time and kind of, for my next version, try to work on that and get that fixed, so that we can actually start to see some defensive gameplay. So the plan for this stream, as you saw by the thumbnail, was actually... Oh, sorry, still can't see my face. Anyways, the plan for this stream was originally to do Sixers versus Celtics. However, it looks like I accidentally simmed that game in the past, so we're gonna play. I thought there was another really good matchup. We're gonna do Mavericks versus Spurs. I think is a really good game. Because Point and Case said some of the stuff that we've been talking about. You've got Anthony Davis in there. You've got Cooper Flag and Wembanyama. So we're gonna see how this one plays out and see if I don't know why, like, one of these screens on me just keeps disappearing. It's just bugging out for me. But yeah, anyways, I just tried to come in here and pick the very best matchup for us in the future. So Game time. I don't have any injuries on this roster, so this is the default 2K roster. If somebody has a roster or knows of a roster that has all the injuries done on it, that would be great because I can just copy them. Because I don't have any injuries on the roster. So even like Trailblazers and Timberwolves here would have Dame versus what's his name, Anthony Edwards. So we would have to. You know what I mean? I don't have all the injuries on here yet. Even so, the Pacers still have Halliburton. This is really just kind of a dummy franchise that I set up where I control all the teams, so I can do different testing scenarios and things of that nature. So we'll try to, we'll try to, roll with that. CTG, what's good? Good to see you. Just for some testing purposes, we know this year, there are yeah, we know that this year there's a plethora of major injuries. So we, unfortunately, well, I guess I would say fortunately, in the video game, we don't actually have to honor all that, if that makes sense. So we can still get some exciting matchups. Trying to see if there's any specific jerseys I want to use here. We'll go with the whites. I really hope 2K adds in some of these, like, what are they called? Statement or Hardwood Classic, whatever they're called. I really hope 2K soon adds some of these jerseys in, because it sucks not being able to use any of the alternates, if that makes sense.
And getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. Welcome, everyone.
All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my defensive settings up, and this is super duper experimental on the way that I've been doing it. So I don't know if I'm going to stick with this, but I'm going to give it a try and see if I like it. I've got a lot of people testing these settings for me and with me right now. So we'll see if, people actually like them. And if not, obviously we'll make whatever changes we need to make. Obviously based on how the game goes and what we like and what we don't like. So do oftentimes get a lot of complaints about the defensive settings and having to set them before every game, and people not wanting to do that, and I do get that, but it literally takes like 2 seconds, so I say why not do it. My logic is, if you're going to play a game for an hour, why can't you take 30 seconds to, to set things up right? So, and yeah, that's it. So we can switch back to the other team. One thing I did want to show too, because I got a lot of questions about this. And again, I'm sorry guys, my chat window literally just turns off for no reason. So that's annoying. Yo, Power UG, man, how are you? It's good to see you. What I was gonna say was there's a bug with the game where the CPU doesn't call plays. The only way that I know that I was reading to fix that bug is to change the CPU team's playbook. You don't have to change it to any specific playbook, but you have to change it to a different team's playbook. If you don't, they won't do anything. They just run 5-out offense. Where that is annoying is obviously the Mavericks playbook is probably not set up to run like the Nets. But there's nothing we can do. So I usually just go 1 over and F it. I don't really know how to handle that right now. That is something that 2K is going to literally have to patch, or we're cooked. There's really nothing else we can do about that. So
I'm sure you're as excited as all of us are here.
How do I lose the tip? Like, how do you lose the tip? It doesn't even let you rewind to it. That's crazy. I literally was the first person to jump.
Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines tonight, Allie LaForce. And the starting group for the Spurs. Johnson and Wembanyama make up the 4 and the 5. Harper is out there with De'Aaron Fox.
Kyrie got into the rim there. And one thing you guys saw that I've said, you know, obviously the sliders aren't perfect, but really wanted to address that and make the CPU be more willing to attack off the dribble. And well, it's good to see that on one of the first possessions of the game. So it's not perfect. When I had a game where Luka shot like 19 threes or something, so he wasn't attacking, but it's way better than it is out of the box, and we're working every day to obviously make it a little bit better each time that we play. Yeah, game time, wow, right? I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you launch a game with you know, with the issues that it has, so it is what it is. Jinx, I don't know if you came in late or but I just addressed how to fix that, so I don't know if you saw that.
Like some games that count.
The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
Tried a little hook from Wembanyama, but I might have been too far out.
Thompson, a screen on Fox.
Well, that's mine. That's mine. Really? Glad he missed.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And here is Fox. Johnson outside. Clock at 6. Over Davis.
I don't know if I like the Johnson Anthony Davis matchup, but we'll have to see how that goes today.
Outside Davis. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. The shot's good from Irving.
Kyrie off the screen.
Habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Wembanyama, a screen on Irving.
Gotta get it to Wemby.
And he could not get that one to go.
Bean said camera mod and sound mod. Well, first of all, hey Alton, what's up, man? I think the first thing that I want to say is shout out to my team and everybody that helped me get my game running smooth, looking good, and all that cool stuff. I've got a ton of mods that I have amassed over the years, just in terms of the whole setup. I think Bean, before you came in, I was saying I haven't covered the 2K mods on the channel in a while, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't plan to. You know, I haven't really been, you know, diving into specific setups and things of that nature, and there is a really specific reason for that. One thing about me is, like, being a content creator, like, when, you know, once the modding community kind of goes like a different route, and, you know, you're telling people get this mod, get that mod, this is linked here, it just kind of gets a little bit too much and a little bit, you know, overwhelming for me, especially like when I'm streaming and people are like, yo, what's the Kyrie mod, what's the camera mod, what's this, what's that, what's the, you know, this, that, and the third. So I think what I'll do in the future, and I'm not really sure, so I don't want to commit to it or anything like that, but I might, especially in my members Discord that I'm working on, I might actually just kind of set up like a list or something like that, because I don't even, at this point, I don't even know everything that I have installed, so it's pretty much impossible to know every mod off the top of your head, you know, that you're using, if that makes sense. But I try to always, especially for my console family, let people know, you know, I do not have default gameplay, you know what I mean? There's a lot of mods in use for a lot of different players. I'm going straight to the rim. I got blocks, of course. The CPU gets a lot of blocks. I don't get a lot of blocks, so.
Over 5. And it's Thompson that time.
They're low-key kind of cooking me right now.
Here's Fox. Outside Harper.
Got this rookie Harper. I don't know if
There's the call on Dylan Harper.
that's a charge. No way.
His first foul.
I don't know his game. I'm not sure if
Anticipated the play and got there first.
big time shooter or not. Should have went to see him live at Rutgers.
Mavericks leading by 3. Thompson outside.
that crap out of here.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Johnson kicks to Harper.
Good board, Wemby. Yes.
You have to be aware of Wembanyama on the boards. Really keep a body on it.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for the
I think I read that Anthony Davis has some type of medical issue, so he's gonna be after wearing goggles for the pretty much the remainder of his career.
2 of 6 from the field. Here's Johnson.
I kind of wanted to do a little floater there. I didn't want to do a jumper, but oh, he stepped it back. No way.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
All right, the Mavericks are really cooking me from deep. I'm a little concerned right now.
Has the perfect touch from any distance.
I thought these would be two good teams to showcase defense, but maybe not. He's too tall.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect.
Kurt, you asked, is it me or does 2K bore you out of your mind this year? No, it doesn't bore me because I obviously have sliders and stuff to make. So, you know, it's not boring when you've got something to do. I'm sure if you don't have a slider set or aren't working on one, it's boring, and especially if you're not using a slider set. But this slider set has brought a lot of life back into the game, but it's still not perfect. And so for me, I've got that kind of challenge of making things better. I should have ran and got that board.
San Antonio trailing here. And Fox has it in the corner. And that one.
Okay. One thing I did do, I wanted to show real quick, and because this is really the first time I had an opportunity to, you know, kind of show that I went up for the layup. I don't know if I should have passed out of that. I was worried about Anthony Davis blocking it, but this is just small, stupid stuff that I care about and I try to work on. I upped the pass accuracy for everyone in the league and gave them, I think it's called the bailout badge. So it's easier to pass out. Like every time you would make a pass like this, it would go out of bounds or it would go off of, you know, the player's hands. So this is the small stuff. Like I feel like most NBA players can make a pass like this. I don't think it's overpowered, but you are going to have a lot more freedom when it comes to, oh no, lag. It's my boy from Duke. I just want to show that you guys will have a lot more freedom when it comes to passing out of layups and jump shots. It's not an automatic turnover the way it was, you know, last year.
He's just so fast. You can't slow him down with just one guy. So coach wants his help defenders alert and within range to help when needed. Kevin?
All right, Allie, thank you. No good from Irving.
Not his best efficiency this quarter. Look, sometimes that's how it goes.
Whoa, why'd he fade like that? I didn't want him to fade.
Wembanyama, no good. Dallas leading by 4. Thompson passes to Gaff.
Good block. Let's go.
Rejection by Wembanyama.
Oh, no.
Flex off the backboard.
Oh, anytime Wembanyama does something in this game, the announcer glazes him, yo. It's so funny.
No doubt about it. The out of the position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Pass to Wembanyama. From outside the arc, bangs home the trifecta. Wembanyama's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Irving for 3. Trains it from beyond the arc.
Kurt, you said the CPU settles for a lot of shots without setting anything up. Yeah, that's very intentional. So the point of the sliders is to get the CPU to take shots earlier in the shot clock off of misses. Like if you look at that possession, like right there, sorry, I've got to rewind a little bit, but if you look at this possession here, obviously they're going to run their offensive sets out of the half court, but like, you know what I mean? But my goal is off of misses. The CPU is hunting for shots. They're hunting for threes, and they're hunting for opportunities. So they're going to be very aggressive coming off of misses, but they'll run their screens and they'll run their sets, like a little pin down right here for Kyrie. I mean, obviously, if Kyrie's catching this and he's got this much space, he's going to shoot this every day of the week, and he's going to make that too. I got no problem with where it's at right now.
11 feet away.
Should be money. There we go.
Wembanyama's got 11 points.
He's doing everything he can. If they want to win, others have to step up and provide some scoring.
Gafford passes to Thompson. Here's Flag. That 3 off the mark. San Antonio's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out.
Rookie versus rookie? I still would rather work it into Wemby, though.
Outside Harper.
I'm going to get him his touches. Can he fade? Nah, I hit a couple in a row with Wemby.
That look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
And Craig with Stephon Castle winning the 2025 Rookie of the Year award.
Yo, Bean, I answered you like a few minutes ago. I don't really feel like going through that entire soliloquy again, but I saw you asked the same question like 5 times in the chat.
Derek Lively, he's checked in for the Mavericks. B.J. Washington comes in for Anthony Davis. The Spurs also changing it up. Barnes, he's checked in for Vassell. Castle comes in for Harper.
He's open in the corner. Oh, why'd he step in for 3 like that? I know he's not the greatest shooter anyway.
Even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Now here's Irving. 11 points in the game.
Oh, okay, that was a good look. I can't even lie. I can't even lie.
Smart pass, just one of the many ways Kyrie Irving creates offense.
Pass to Castle.
Got Harrison Barnes coming off the bench.
Now here's Johnson.
Okay, clamps.
Over Flag.
Yikes.
Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Usually he's a master in the midi, but not that time.
Irving passes to Lively.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, let me show you this, and I do apologize, especially when I'm playing with sliders. I do pause a lot. So, again, you see, like, off of a miss, like, Kyrie kind of gets across here, and, like, he could have shot this, but he attacks. And it's a really nice pass. I would have liked to, get a block here from Wemby. Oh, he just got it over that outstretched arm. So I just kind of wanted to emphasize off of misses, the CPU is going to be extremely aggressive. I like that right now. That gets our shots per game closer to where it should be, which is an issue. Every year it gets us running in transition. So we'll obviously keep an eye out on it, but that is, very intentional.
Here's Castle. Now Johnson.
It's open. We can't hit anything though. I'm not hitting my shots. They're hitting theirs though.
Disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you gotta shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Mavericks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Perry, you asked, did you ever fix... Oh, sorry, hold on, I missed one too. JMSPND, you said upping the pass accuracy is a great idea. That was one piece of feedback I was going to suggest to you to help with kickouts. Yeah, man, it's like every time you pass the ball, the guys are, they got stone hands.
They battled valiantly.
You know what I mean? So they got stone hands. So you want to, when the CPU does make those good looks, you want to make sure that. Ooh, almost crossed him out of his shoes, but I couldn't really do anything with it.
Max Christie comes in for Thompson, and D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Irving.
I got to get to the rim.
And they get it. Fouled on the shot.
There we go. But like when the CPU does make these good passes, I want guys to be able to shoot off of them. I want guys to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Capitalize off of the good looks. So
he's got great two-way potential and the work ethic to
one piece of feedback that I have gotten from some people was that the CPU, whoa, that's deep.
Rebound San Antonio.
Was that the CPU was not shooting enough free throws. Clearly, I think we all agree with that.
Pass to Cornette. over Russell, and plenty of contact
But
on the shot. So,
I also
and truly, RJ, some
kind of want to counter. There are no fouls on jump shots in this game. So you technically don't want to be exactly at the NBA average. You're probably going to want to be a little bit below it, because if you're at the NBA average and there's no fouls on jump shots, that means you're getting too many fouls in the paint or from mid-range or wherever you're seeing the fouls. So I do try to keep that in mind, but still, we need more than what was on the default. I definitely acknowledge that.
Here's Barnes. He clangs that one off the back iron.
Jalen, you said, is modding this still the same as last year? I was telling the other gentleman earlier, I haven't delved into it at all this year. So again, shout out to my team that has helped me kind of get my setup to where it's at and looking good and playing smooth. But I haven't really delved into the mods this year. I can't imagine it being super different in any way, but I'm not really sure. I haven't really delved into it this year, so I don't really know the ins and outs. I had made a video earlier in the year. Some people were saying it was a little bit more difficult. Some people were saying they were sticking with 25. I don't know where everyone's at on that. I'm not super involved with that scene these days. I mean, I know that can be kind of a surprise, especially coming from me, is how much I used to cover it, and also how much I cover the Madden stuff too. But it's just not as, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I can't enjoy the mods if I'm not enjoying the game, if that makes sense. I got to get this game playing right, and then that other stuff comes. What's really different what's really different with the 2K mods and the Madden mods is the Madden mods impact the gameplay, right? So I have more time to actually play the game and delve into mods. 2K is literally face scans, right? What I mean? It doesn't matter how a player looks if I fell asleep there. It doesn't matter how a player looks if they're doing a bunch of dumb stuff on in the game. Have I tried any animation mods? I don't know anything about animation mods. I don't know. I've never heard of any animation mods. I actually didn't know they existed until you just told me. So I shot that a little early and bricked it. Mr. Basketball, he said, you played a game last night, T-Wolves versus Nets, and Nets shot 56 threes in a game. Gotta find me some balanced sliders. I mean, NBA teams shoot 56 threes in a game, right? I mean, that happens, right? So, I mean, you don't want it happening every game, but that is possible, right? So, I wouldn't inherently say that's a bad thing, but yeah, it's probably not something, if you're seeing that every single game, it could be problematic. But hey, sometimes teams do shoot 56 threes. Rel, you said you tried to DM you about one and I couldn't get a response. What platform did you DM me on? I have a lot of DMs. Yeah, if you could give me some insight on that. And I don't know you, so if you were just sending me random files, obviously I'm gonna be a little bit probably apprehensive, I guess, if that makes sense, just because I'm not, we haven't dealt with each other in the past like that, so I don't always just accept random files from people. If you sent me something, I apologize.
On NBA expansion, we might have to
Dante said, do you plan on updating 2K25 sliders again? If ever, no, definitely not. My 2K25 version 2.6, I think, is great. I would never change that set. And I think it plays factually just better than 26. So yeah, I'm definitely never touching that again. And there's no point to either. Oh, that was my man. Hands up. Oh, that's my man too. I fell asleep twice. That's on me, my bad. Yeah, and that was one thing I think I commented on too. Oh, okay, I gave it up there. You know, there were a lot of modders talking about like, oh, like I'm sticking with 2K25 and stuff like that, and you know, as a content creator, that is just content suicide, if that makes sense. You know, because the algorithm is pushing 26, everything's pushing 26. There's one thing you guys notice with me, I still love 2K24 old gen on the PC, right? I thought that was great, but you know, I had to move on because, you know, it's just the way YouTube works, if that makes sense. So you always got to keep moving. You always got to go with the latest and greatest, no matter what you're doing, whether it's tech. Get that crap out of here. What? Hey, they're going crazy. Bean, yeah, it's 47. I don't think he can shoot. He's got to see. Where's, like, everybody at? Like, who are these guys on the court? I need my good players.
Vassell's got 6.
That's a key shot by Vassell. He is very good at those corner threes, and that'll stretch the defense out.
Russell passes.
We're all over that. Is he gonna shoot? Nice defense! Yes, that was great. I love that.
You gotta love strong defense.
Yeah, Rel. No, I appreciate that. Is that I was asking though? Is that where you DM'd me? Did you DM me on Discord? I literally probably haven't checked my Discord DMs in like 6 months. So I apologize. I'll definitely check to get up with you. Especially if it'll make the game better. But you know, the only thing, you know, that's kind of like just a little bit tough is, dang. The only thing that makes it a little bit tough is, you know, with the mods, is, you know, if, you know, I still want to make sure I'm respecting like the game itself, because if you make a slider set based off of a mod that, let's face it, probably 80% of the community doesn't or can't access, right? You know, your sliders might be trash, but it's not trash for you because you've got the mod. You know what I mean? So, but I'm definitely down to see what they're talking about. That was weird.
So a free throw coming up. Great opportunity.
Y'all see that? I tried to do a normal layup and this dude spin like a Beyblade. And then did that. So, okay. But I'll take the N one because we're struggling a little bit from the field.
From the free throw line tonight. That's good from Castle.
We hit our free throws.
Free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Here's Lively. Good, and it's
that is one of the things I'm really trying to iron out on the sliders. It's just the CPU gets a lot of like just BS looks. Just kind of.
Six to shoot.
Oh, that was tough. Yeah, that's the rook right there. Just like some of these like looks that the CPU be getting, I be trying to, you know, really be trying to tune it down however I can, just, you know, give the user enough help on defense, but.
A tall guard with incredible handles and elite elusivity. He already has an impressive command of the pick and roll. Harper, I believe, is prime.
Oh, I think that was me.
In this league.
That is a perfect placement of that dime. Just guided it right to him.
Spurs trail by 7. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Pass to Barnes. And here is Harper.
Oh, wrong button. Crap.
Uh-oh.
That's definitely a miss. I passed the wrong guy there. My bad.
They've led by as much as 10.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Lively with it. So hands there. There's Russell with the 3. Lively.
Okay, they're killing me on the glass. That was a really nice offensive set from the CPU, though, there.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
I got to run some sets myself.
Now Castle. He's got 8. Back to Vassell. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And so it's Davis.
I want this lead to get out of hand.
The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the second game of a 5-game homestand.
No.
And stolen by Barnes. And the Spurs pushing it up now.
There it is.
Causing problems leading to that fast break.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connected Cam, brought to you by AT&T. Here's Washington. And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's going to take
Bean, you said, do I have reshade? I don't use reshade, but I do use like a digital vibrance filter in OBS. Oh no, why is he open? And I apologize for those of you that were on my Madden stream last. I kind of had it set wrong, so I think the colors looked a little bit crazy.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. So, Greg for Cooper Flag. Both of his parents were college basketball players.
Yeah, and I love that.
Cooper Flag, man, he looked really good in some of his preseason action, but then he didn't. I don't think he looked good on his last one.
He also has a twin brother Ace.
Just from like a shooting perspective, I think he was like 2 of 7 or something like that. But all the talent in the world, he's got a grown man body. At his age, which is, you know, I think he's going to be really good. I'm really excited for him as a Duke fan myself. So I think he's going to be a really good player on both sides of the ball.
He's committed with playing the game the right way.
Yeah, I mean, even back in middle school, he would binge watch the 86.
Wrong button, crap.
A team known for its high IQ.
I can't believe that worked.
And the 3 ball is
It's a better,
and he's on a good pace here.
a better possession than I could have dialed up myself. So I threw it in what's his name? I forgot this dude's name, Soshan. And then that's kind of my point. I was trying to show you guys, you can go up for a shot, but then you can deliver, and guys will catch the ball, shot ready, and hit a really nice shot in the corner. So I love that, personally.
It seems like with more to come.
Back to Irving. Fires the 3. And they get it back.
How do you let him get that?
Anthony Davis is too much at the rim.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Harper the pass to Sohan. Here's Fox.
Half-court dunk, love it.
We talk about his quickness, but De'Aaron Fox has bounce. He will throw it down on.
They're gonna keep Kyrie on like look at their backcourt, Kyrie and Clay. There's no way these guys can play defense, so we really gotta attack these guys going downhill.
Out left to the wing. Pass to Irving. Shot clock at 6.
You know, like if you're gonna end up with that shot.
Vassell grabs the board. Vassell's got his 5th rebound in this one.
Just not there from a rhythm.
Oh, I got a block though. Hey, that's kind of the philosophy though, right? If Kyrie or Clay gets blown by, you've got Flag and Anthony Davis and Gafford to protect the rim, man. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. I thought we did a really good job of defending the pick and roll here. If this is going to be the shot that they end up with, I'm not gonna complain about that too much, if that makes sense. But one thing I wanted to show here too, which I've been working on trying to fix. I don't know how to fix it, so I might not be able to fix it. But I don't know if anyone has noticed this. But have anyone noticed that? I don't know about you guys. There is no like on-ball steal attempts ever at any point in time, anywhere. I have the on-ball steal attempts, everything, the attempts, the success, it's all at 100, but nobody ever reaches for the ball. So I'm sure one could imagine that you could boost the tendency up, but that really usually nukes the sim stats. So that's why I prefer to not do that. There was a year that I did do that, but I prefer not to go that route usually, if you can avoid it, if that makes sense.
I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
The three. It's rebounded by De'Aaron Fox. Spurs trail by 9. Barnes outside. Over Davis. And off the left
Some money
side
from
of the
Harrison
rim.
Barnes.
It swirls in.
Jonathan said, if you hold L2 for catch, they shoot no dips, which gets the shot up a lot faster. Yeah, no, I do know that. I just, I usually
And even 3-on-3
forget in the heat of the moment. Little fast break joint there.
To get up with the best of them.
And so now a timeout called by Jason Kidd. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan.
Bean, you said you use player lock on my NBA, but the spacing sucks. Teammate CPU is just running into you. I get what you're saying, bro. I wonder if that might be an issue with the game. Yo, where the frick has Wembanyama been, bro? This dude's been missing the whole game.
Comes in for Devin Vassell.
No way.
Stephon Castle subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. And so Wembanyama will bring it up for San Antonio. It's a 5-point game.
No.
It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Castle. And a look now at San Antonio's upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll take on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Sunday, they'll tip off a homestand, starting with the Brooklyn Nets.
And that matchup against the Heat, that's a contest that I'll keep an eye on. That'll be the 5th time they take to the floor, and they want to get off to a quick start.
Dallas again missing.
In the first quarter, he was raining down 3. That's not the case here in the second.
All right, maybe put him back on the bench.
On the break. And that one's good.
And so you kind of see that there off of the miss. The CPU is going to be really aggressive getting downfield or down the court, and they've kind of.
Harper against Tom.
Oh no! Crap.
It's Clay off the drive.
Nah, get that crap out of here, bro. Can't bail him out with a foul.
For Olenek, how he performed last season. Averaged 8 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, so I wonder what would happen if I put the, like, attempt, because I did that one year. I remember. I put, like, the steal attempts all the way at 100, but there was nothing I could do to fix the sim stats, and every team I can't dribble.
Barnes passes to Harper. 6 on the shot clock. Basket is
And one.
good.
Let's go.
For one more at the line.
He was inside his own head in that first quarter. You could see it. Now he's doing a much better job of...
Gotta get some assists with the rook, though, Harper.
They have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
Pass to Gafford. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much...
How to fix the blurred crowd and bench. Stormy, you got the question. I got the question. There's no answer for it. I haven't seen any solution. It's extremely annoying. It's annoying everybody. I don't like it. You don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it, bro. I wish there was a solution.
Barnes sets a screen for Castle. Now here's Barnes. No good on the triple.
Freaking Harrison Barnes doing the Harrison Barnes.
Taps it inside the line.
Get it.
That's out of bounds. The man
A heavy,
able to retain possession here.
weird little camera
With this chance, let's show you the
Stutter
league's
there.
most intimidating shot blocking defenses from last season. In fourth, the Spurs.
They were intimidating at the defensive end, blocking shots, changing shots. You had to fight them for every bucket last year.
Marshall, he's checked in for the Mavericks. They set the screen.
We're there.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point.
Bro, they're, I ain't even gonna lie. They cooking.
Strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
Really putting the bigger defender on his heels. I love seeing aggressive finishes like that.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
Harper the pass to Wembanyama. San Antonio again missing. Mavericks leading by 9. Here's flag. No good from outside.
Yeah, and he had the D tangled up there with that pat.
Should have thrown that into him.
Couldn't convert the finish.
And here's Barnes for
How did I swing it to Barnes? He misses everything, but we hit that one
Barnes has got
luckily.
7 points.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Thompson from long range. Cans it from downtown.
After failing to knock down anything from deep in the first quarter, he's got 2 to go here in the second.
Harper with the ball. He's got 8.
It's a weird animation, and we missed.
The miss.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
And that one's
Can't stop him, guys.
This man is on fire. His team is winning.
So one thing I will say about, you know,
separating the shot clock in game.
actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna
Barnes finds Wembanyama.
for sure hold for one. One thing I will say, like, you know, kind of about the defense is, you know, I want it to be. I didn't mean to pump fake. No. Oh man, I didn't even get a shot off on that one.
He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be right back after this.
We're having a conversation on the last stream about. I don't think like the you know, like people get genuinely mad, but I was just talking about how like I always skip halftime shows. And like, you know, just how the revamped halftime show was like one of the biggest you know, one of the biggest requests for Madden over all these years. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't even care about any of that stuff. I just I skip all of it, but yes, I mean, obviously look at the, you know, the stats from the half. There was a lot of you know, just the pace. You know, they really got out and ran on me, and I was not able to get out and run. So we were gonna have to look at that and try to do our best. What really bothers me here is they're beating us in every category, but we're missing a lot of shots, 41% from the field, but we're not getting a lot of rebounds. So we've got to try to get some disruption, some steals. You see they've got 5 blocks. We got to get more blocks. So we got to get more steals. So we got to see if we can, you know, you know, just get some more disruption of their offense, because we've been giving them too many easy looks. So
really playing well.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
Getting underway now in the second half, and here's the 5 for Mitch.
like that.
Johnson and Wembanyama make up the 4 and the 5. Harper is out there.
And that.
And Fox. And it's Vassell in at the small forward.
I do wonder if the CPU blocks are too high.
On the way from Irving for 3.
That's a tough sequence right there. So if you look at this sequence, I think my number one issue and what I've been trying to, you know, kind of delete out of the game is, you can see I could have shot the 3 here, but I get Kyrie on the pump fake, and that's great. Like, you know what I mean? Because I got him, I got Kyrie up in the air, but I'm focused on the ball. I'm trying to get focused on Fox here. But when I go to drive by him, you see I get stuck in the force field. Now with the sliders, the force field is way better than the default, but as you can see, in certain situations, this issue still rears its ugly head. So that's something we got to look at. I'm not sure about the block bike from Kyrie, because, you know, we talk about the force field, and you see it kicks in on Kyrie, but it doesn't kick in. You know, I can run freely against Clay, but then he blocks me too. So I think the force field actually, one thing I've been telling a lot of people is I think the force field has a lot more to do with speed and agility as opposed to the actual defensive prowess and ratings, if that makes sense.
Here's Fox.
Gotta hit that.
And it's good. 2 points.
Seriously, like, we just gotta hit shots. We're still in the game, but they got so much offense.
Because defenses feel helpless to stop it.
And Thompson kicks to Gafford. Pass to Irving. Launches a three. Rebounded by
Finally
the Spurs.
missed one.
Vassell's got 6 rebounds now.
And yeah, you can see I got no force field in that time. I was able to just sprint to the basket.
Oh, you're right about that. His wife played Division I basketball at 2 big-time schools. She was pretty good in her day, and De'Aaron wears number 4 to honor her.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, this is the 4th and now longest coaching stop for the Mavericks' Jason Kidd. Kyrie Irving said he's learned from the past 10 coaching jobs that he's had and being with different players and seeing them improve. Now he's mastering his coaching philosophy and being an originator. Guys, back to you.
I don't want to go like three-pointer for three-pointer with them.
Appreciate your reporting. Outside, Fox. Over Irving.
That was a weird mid-range animation there, but it happened.
On the way down. Fox has got 4 points in the quarter.
The mid-range jumper.
People just want the halftime shows to be good as NFL 2K5's. I think NFL 2K5's halftime show sucks. It showed like 3 clips on repeat, but people are blinded by nostalgia these days. So, you know, I think it's been so long since some of these people actually saw that crap. You know what I mean? I don't think people are still locked in with, you know, what that actually was, if that makes sense.
Thompson outside. Pass to Gafford. And here's Irving. Fires from deep. Buries it from
Can't stop him at all. Kyrie is running off of so many screens, and we're not able to stick with him. He's getting a lot of threes off of that too.
Fox dishes to Johnson.
So we got to try and create those same looks.
Screen on Davis.
Oh no!
Finds Wembanyama. Davis against Fox. Oh, and he pucks it off the glass. Wow.
They might end this game with 20 blocks.
Performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Spurs trail by 15.
And of course, I don't mind it when it's Anthony Davis, but it's just when it's freaking Clay and Kyrie. Come on, man.
Irving's got 6 rebounds here tonight from the arc. And it's flag missing. The Spurs have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter.
Can I get a shooting foul?
He changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And here's some numbers on Fox. Last season, he played outstanding and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And he was the consummate playmaker last
No. I've never been a halftime show guy. You know what I mean? I wanna get back to gameplay as soon as possible. Again, I get it. I'm not trying to discredit,
Fires the 3.
you know, the people that care about that type of thing, but the emphasis on it.
Rebound number 7.
Good defense.
And taken away by Johnson.
He's so quick. The only chance you have against Fox is to give him tons of space.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Dallas.
They've been just suffocating on defense the whole
Missing
game.
free throws when we get them.
The opposition doesn't have any room to breathe.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is
Let's
in
go.
transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
Okay, AD,
Stolen by Davis.
you got it. Literally.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. That's in there. Davis with the assist.
Bro, no, man. How did he catch that, dude? I'm like, this dude, like, what? This dude looks like Odell. I don't know about this. I don't know about that, guys. No, I'm sorry. That's too much. Wait, can I get on the ball? No, come on. Is AD doing this? I don't. Is AD doing this? I don't know about that. Bro. I don't know about this. This dude just freaking Odell'd me.
Davis has got 4 assists in the game. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for San Antonio. Trailing by 17.
Crap. Get it, please.
Outside Harper. Pass to Wembenyama. Clock at 6. San Antonio
No.
needs to get off a shot.
I didn't realize I had the thing up.
And here is Davis. Covered by Johnson. Here's Irving. Lets the three fly. Wembenyama with the rebound. Wembenyama has got 8 rebounds in this game. Fox plays it up off the glass.
Flag is pulling up way too often.
Points in the game.
I don't know what I don't know if he is or he isn't. I don't know what his tendencies are out of the box with 2K.
Outside Davis. And it's
Glad he
off
missed
from
that.
three-point range.
Finally.
Outside Fox. Johnson outside.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't make any individual tendency edits for individual players, if that makes sense. You know, if it gets to that point throughout the middle of the season, you know, once we see what guys are doing, I'll definitely look to do that.
He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
I don't know about that, CTG, bro. That boy just jumped out the gym. I don't know about that. In hindsight, I would have just threw it to him. But yeah, I was not ready for that. I wonder if we could mess with the vertical slider. Years ago, I used to run like a 0 vertical slider set. Because it impacted like way more than just jumps. It impacted like suction and stuff. So I might need to do that again. Stop the ball, no.
Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
They came out in this third quarter really strong offensively.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
Fox goes in.
Oh, Fox. Okay, maybe I got to get downhill a little bit more. But they've been blocking so many of my shots. That's what's been tough.
Leading by 17 to the inside. And Flag throws it down.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
Those are the buckets that we got to try to stop. Got to try and get a hand up on that.
San Antonio's gone.
But I can't lie, it's hard to focus in on one thing. They're beating me on everything, inside, outside. The Fox is... I like that look. I don't think he's hit anything all night.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Gafford kicks to Thompson. Fires for
Get up on that.
Wembenyama with the rebound. Wembenyama has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Now Castle. Outside for Wembenyama. Goes up
Nice
and makes
take.
it nice and easy. Wembanyama's got 6 here in this quarter.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And stolen by
Just like, give me that.
In transition, here comes San Antonio on up the court.
Oh, that's a poster AD.
Just 6'3".
Let's go.
Him off a little bit on that play.
Pass the flag. Back to Irving.
What?
Thompson. And it's Thompson.
Oh, no way. I thought I was out. What is this? Huh? What? Look at the animation cheese. Or maybe I ran too fast. I might have ran by it. Oh, I thought I was running. That was a nice swing, though. But Clay missed it. Ah!
Again missing.
That is not a guy you
Oh
want
my
to allow
gosh.
open looks for range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Outside for Wembanyama.
I didn't mean to fade like that, but okay.
Nice spin
Oh, you said, who's your sleeper team for both conferences? Well, I think you're looking at one of them. I love the Mavericks, man. I love the way their team is built. I love everybody on that team. I just don't think they're going to be healthy. To think Kyrie and Anthony Davis are going to stay healthy all year and lead you to the finals, not realistic, but that doesn't stop me from loving the way the team's constructed in a hypothetical, right? So I think that's what we talk about with sleepers, and so that's why sleepers are just that, you know, because no one's really going to pick them. But yeah, I mean, the Mavericks said they want to build a championship team. They've got a championship roster, but in a vacuum, if that makes sense. My sleeper, call it lazy, but I'm going to use the same logic in the East. I think the sleeper is the Sixers. Obviously, the East is decimated by injuries right now. And if there was some miracle where the Sixers could stay healthy and Paul George can get back to being just serviceable NBA player, you know what I mean? And the Sixers can kind of repurpose their roster to run through Maxey, McCain, and Grimes and Edgecombe instead of Embiid, and just Embiid be like an anchor. Get that crap out of here. You know, I would really like if they could do something in the East, but that's not really the world we're living in, most likely. Yeah, so I would say Sixers and Mavs. But that's crazy.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more.
Hawks have a lot of
Easy call.
Hawks have a lot of athleticism, man. I'll tell you that much. I don't know about the Hawks. I'm not a big yeah, I got a chance to see them a lot, obviously living in Atlanta. You know, a few years ago. But you know, obviously it's a different team now. They've got some incredible pieces, but I just I'm still a little bit, I guess, not sold on Trae Young's game, if that makes sense. I don't like saying it that way. It's not. He's a great player. It's just, you know, sometimes I feel like it's too him focus. So for them, it's about, you know, I don't want to say take the ball out of his hands because that's what makes him special, but they've got a lot of nice pieces on that team, and it's time, you know, for them to step up and do what we've been saying they can do for years, if that makes sense. The Hawks don't come to mind when we talk about sleepers. Too Slow, thanks for being a member, bro. Thanks for joining, appreciate you. So I think that's, I think I'm thinking a little bit differently when we say sleeper. I expect the Hawks to be good. I expect the Pistons to be good. I expect the Magic to be good. The Celtics aren't here, right? The Cavs are going to be good. But the Magic, the Pistons, this is their time. No way. I was going to make that. You know what I mean? So I think with a sleeper, like you think of a team that no one thinks is going to be good. Like if the Hornets came out and were good or something, that's what I would think of. But I've got a lot of faith in those other teams. I think the Cavs obviously had bad injury luck last year in the playoffs. I think that I think the Magic and Pistons weren't ready, but this is their time, guys. You know, you see the effort, you see the movement. The Sixers are trying to get younger. Teams are getting younger, and teams are getting more out of their young stars. It's actually very similar to what we saw in the NFL, where it's like, yeah, you've got to try to compete with while your quarterback is on their rookie deal. So, you know what I mean? This it's got to be one of the things that you're looking to do. And I'm sorry, I just everyone that's been on this channel knows me as a Sixers fan. I was 100% against signing Paul George because I saw the trajectory of the league, but I'm still going to support my team, so I'm excited about it. But everyone should have known it's just not a smart thing to do. You gotta lock in on Maxey and McCain and Edgecombe and hope that those guys can be the main players. But obviously, you know, we're stuck with monstrous contracts in Joel Embiid and Paul George. So
Harper kicks to Fox.
oh, okay, my bad. They can get steals, but I can't.
That's a nice play by Russell, showing his skill in that open floor.
Scorpio, you said you're like, how are we looking? Oh, so I haven't made any slider changes. These are the same sliders as I released the other day. I'm getting my butt kicked by the Mavs. I'm struggling to score, and they're not struggling to score because that's kind of been the MO. It's just very hard to get defensive stops, man. I think they might hit me up here for 120, 130. We'll see. Well, that's not where I wanted that pass to go. Let's pull this back.
Harper kicks to Fox. And as we've seen, Greg, navigating this age of social media can be difficult for an NBA player.
I got your line at least.
Yeah, a momentary indiscretion can get broadcast to the whole world. So there's a need for caution that's probably higher than in decades past.
We look at the pace of this league, and Fox, look, he is built for it.
Well, the Mavericks making a change here. Hardy's checked in, and the call is going to be yes.
I guess that counts as a stop. Sixers season is literally all dependent on health. Yeah, man. Unserious team. You know what I mean? There's not a serious team. They shouldn't be taken seriously at any point in time. You guys know I don't. Oh my God! What the frick? You guys know I don't gamble, but I tell you guys as my friend, seriously, I hope you're not putting your American currency on the Philadelphia 76ers at any point in time. It was just an unserious basketball team.
To the left wing. And here's Harper from the arc. And Lively pulls it down. Lively's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Washington. And it's Fox. Fox has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Castle. And that one.
Oh yeah, nah, they different, bro. I'm sorry. This team is different, bro. Bro, how am I supposed to score on these guys? Look at this. Bro, you're not scoring here. Okay, like we get it. They got twin towers, bro. There's no way.
So difficult to guard is that he keeps defenders off balance with this constant change of pace.
That free throw, no good. Najee Marshall, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Irving comes in.
I did hear some people are saying that allegedly Jason Tatum is trying to play next year. I do not think that's smart. I wouldn't do that if I were him. But
to confound opponents for years to come.
At the teardrop, tries again, and Davis sends it back.
These guys are different. These guys might be the best team in this game just because of the way that they're built. I think they might have 20 blocks. Like no exaggeration. They might have 20 blocks.
Castle on the wing. Back to Harper. Spurs working the ball around now. Fox passes to Harper.
I'm shooting too much with Harper, but he hit it that time.
Fox has got his 3rd assist on the night.
And you can tell he's starting to figure things out here in the second half.
Pass to Lively. Irving with it. No hands there.
You gotta like how
Gotta get stops on that.
commits to his selection. Even the foul.
Can't bail him out with the fouls.
The first one falls. And the Mavericks making a change here. Thompson's checked in.
But yeah, like when you think about this upcoming season, it's not just the Sixers. It's just so many teams. It's like the Pacers are almost literally taking a year off. You know what I mean? It's like they're taking a year off. Without Halliburton.
Yes, to Castle. And a lot of contact on that one. So
being there, you know.
And the first one at the line is good.
CTG, you said, you said I wouldn't put cryptocurrency on the Sixers. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. But this is going to be a big year for us. I'm really excited as we're bringing our Iverson era throwbacks jerseys. I'll definitely make sure I get to a game, you know, when they wear those, because that'll be a lot of fun. Just bringing back my old memories of going to see them at the First Union Center. Now, I don't know what it's called these days. I don't even think it's Wells Fargo Center anymore. They keep changing the name, so I think it's Xfinity Live Center now. they keep changing the name, but yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
On the wing, Irving. Puts the move on. He takes it up and lays it in. Irving's got 4 points.
Yeah, CTG, you said the team most likely won't let him, even if they make the playoffs. I don't, right, like, I'm sorry, I got you under contract for how much? I got you making how much? I don't care what you want to do. You're not playing this year, bro. That's what I would say. I care less what you want to do.
And finished off by Lively.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Harper against Thompson from 13.
That was ugly. I was trying to do a layup, but I pulled up.
Irving's got 9 rebounds in the game.
Not my best game offensively
Johnson with the rebound. Spurs trail by 17.
or defensively.
Down low. Here's Wembanyama. And they call the foul. So
CG said Knicks better capitalize on this year. I hate saying this because it's like I don't like saying championship or bust. So actually, no, I'm not gonna say it. I don't believe, like you guys know me, I don't believe in championship or bust. That I don't believe in that. You know, but I think you word it different where you say, man, if there was gonna be a year we gotta win it or would like to win it, this is our year. You know what I mean? I think that's how you look at it. I don't like saying bust. Oh, charge, man, I wanted to block. Yeah, I don't like saying championship or bust. I just don't generally think about that because, like we said, with the injuries, one injury and your season is just not even what you thought it would be. You get what I'm saying? So I don't like doing championship or bust. In my opinion, that championship or bust, that's how I look at it, is reserved for in my opinion, championship or bust is reserved for people that are trying to be top 20 all-time players. That's my opinion. Like if your championship or bust if you're Kevin Durant, your championship or bust if you're LeBron, Steph, but if you're not that type of player, I just don't believe in championship or bust. I you know what I mean? I've just never really been that type of fan. So but I think as a organization going into it, if you're the Knicks, if you're the Cavs, you're like, and for some reason, if you're the Sixers, I'm sure that's how they think, even though everyone other than the Sixers seem to know where the franchise is. So I just wanted to check something really quick. This dude has missed like every shot I took with him, Keldon Johnson. That's the first time he made a three. And it was showing it like he's actually got a good 3-point shot. He's at 83. So why is he missing so much?
Fox has got assist number 5 here tonight. Outside, Davis.
Scorpio, I know you said you were scoring really easily with the sliders. I am not. So it's probably a skill issue on my part. But
14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Harper the pass to Wembanyama.
Just gonna shoot the mid. Maybe I should have been more aggressive with Wemby.
Wembanyama's got 27 points.
He's not 27. Yeah, this stuff right there, I don't know how to fix that. Like, I can't see. First of all, because of the camera, I can't see. So, like, I literally score. Like, this right now is my number one thing I want to fix. I don't know how to fix this. Like, this dude just threw a full court pass, and Wemby is standing right there. And I can't stop that. They do it like 5 or 6 times a game, and so I know that inflates their shooting percentage. Oh, I didn't mean to call timeout there, but yeah, I don't know how to. Change that. Are you like? Is anyone else seeing that when they play a game? I don't even know. I don't think I did that, but I don't know why that's happening.
Calling it tight right now. We can keep the same effort, but less reaching in and all that. Don't let them beat us at the line. Guys,
get a board, Wemby. There we go.
And counted. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, so I don't know why that's happening. CTG, you said these championship windows do close fast unless you're LeBron James, right? Right? If you're not LeBron James in them, that's what I'm saying, man. So it can be 1 year, these new aprons and stuff. Nice block. Let's go. I think we can run here.
Johnson kicks to Harper. A pass to Fox.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, do we think like honestly, like do we think the Thunder are gonna win again? I'm actually really curious. I know like a lot of people. Oh yes. Where was this earlier? That was nice. I know a lot of people think like I've been hating on the Thunder, and like, you know, I think they're a really good team. But I guess I don't do the dynasty that quick. Like I gotta see more, you know what I mean?
He's off on the first.
Kyle, hey, what's up, man? You know, I hope you guys don't think these answers are cop-outs, right? Because you asked, like, you know, how am I liking the game after having more time with it? So I hope you guys don't think these answers, when I answer this question about Madden, I answer this question about college football, I answer this question about 2K the same way, right? Like, it's just 2K. You know what I mean? Like, it's just 2K. Like, it's 2K. We buy it every year. It's the same game. It usually gets a little worse every year, right? You know what I mean? It's 2K. The question is never, is it good or not? The question is, are you buying it this year or not? You know what I mean? The question is, do you want to play NBA basketball or not, right? So I you know what I mean? So one of the questions I get a lot is like, oh, like, is it worth it? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's the same game as usual, right? A little weird clip in there on what's his name's jersey, the rookie. I forgot his name, Dylan Harper. But you know, I get that question a lot. I have enjoyed the process of making sliders and trying to make it better for everybody.
A lot of moves that other guys would need to get.
You know what I mean? And that's fun for me. That's the challenge. That's why I play 2K. I'm not gonna lie. I don't play 2K when I'm not testing sliders. As soon as this stream ends, right after this game, I'm getting off and playing Battlefield 6. Right? Like, you know what I mean?
Wide with it. Thompson outside. Wrestlers a three. Wembanyama reels it in. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Yo. How did I get the lead? Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I've been talking to you guys and not paying attention. What is going on? Yo, we're going crazy right now. What is going? I am so lost right now. I have not been paying attention to the game at all. Are they really selling this game? What in the world? I'm literally out of it. What has just happened? I looked at the game and we were down 20 and now we're not. That's low-key cheese. Like, I don't like that really, because like we couldn't do anything. I was not paying attention at all. I like, yo, I've literally just been sitting here yapping and not paying attention. I don't even think that's the game as much as it's like me locking in and not making dumb mistakes. Like, no way. Let's go. I'm pushing. Oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have. Someone in the chat said they feel like Cooper Flag is pulling up too much. And I don't think that's the type of shot with the game on the line that he should be taking, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Oh no. Who are my free throw guys? Wemby? My bad, let me look again. Not Harper.
Being a player with absolutely no fear.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Now, here's Fox.
If you don't score, don't you foul?
Outside, Wembanyama.
Doesn't matter.
This is that modern
Doesn't matter.
tall guys who are
I must have scored 500 points in this quarter. So we talk about the 2K coming back, or like the Hall of Fame CPU coming back, but we got the comeback that time. That feels so cheap. Like, in my honest opinion, like, I know that, I don't know, like, watching, I literally wasn't paying attention, so I literally just looked up and I had won the game, so I literally don't remember what had happened. I kind of zoned out, but that win felt so cheap, like, you know what I mean? It felt like they like programmed me into the win, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't feel like, oh, I changed this and that and adjusted. No, it just felt like they said, okay, you can make shots now when you couldn't make shots before, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that way playing a game, but I don't like feeling that way. Like, I want to feel like I made the changes. So yeah, wow. So okay, let's break that down and let's look at where we're at. So shot 48%, they shot 44, but we're going to take a look. We want to look at that fourth quarter because I really feel like that game kind of just really switched on us in that fourth quarter. So I shot 33 threes at 45%. They shot 51 threes at 31%. Some of the people in the chat were saying that there might have been too many threes attempted. And obviously you're well above the league average there, but you want to look more at where those threes are attempted and how they're shooting them, right? Are they shooting them too early in the shot clock? Are they shooting them? Because what I've noticed is what happens with this slider set, which is actually kind of a weird catch-22, is if you play poorly, the CPU is so aggressive off of misses and you're getting a lot of misses, a lot of their shots end up being transition type of shots. So sometimes, I know this is weird, but sometimes you can actually make the CPU offense better by making your offense better. But, you know, it is what it is. We got to balance that going forward. Free throws, they shot 30 free throws to my 24. So if you look at 51 threes and 30 free throws, it's pretty decent. There's a lot of fast break points. As you guys can see, the pace of the game with these sliders is very fast. So I'm always very careful with that. You don't want to like, it's very like, let me word it this way. It's very hard to make the game play well, fast pace, but I think we can all agree there probably needs to be some tweaking there. Both teams really got out and ran on the break. So that was that. They beat me off the bench. They beat me in second chance points. Rebounds kind of are where they are. Steals were even. Man, they only had 9 blocks. I thought they had 100 blocks. I really felt like they had 100 blocks. 10 turnovers each. Fouls were what they were. And yeah, they blew a 20-point lead. Fourth quarter, I outscored them 41-25. I shot 57%. And they shot. I shot 78% from 3. They shot 1 of 12 from 3, so it was like 8% from 3 in the fourth quarter. How does that happen? I think I might literally like go back and watch this stream again and just watch the whole fourth quarter because I just wasn't paying a lot of attention. How do I shoot 57%? How do they shoot 35%? One thing with 2K, and this is just facts. Anybody that's played 2K knows this. This is 100% facts. Sometimes you kind of know that this kind of burst is coming, so you kind of have to adjust your sliders to compensate for it because the game can get so lopsided once 2K, that AI, that Hall of Fame AI decides to kick in. It can get crazy. But this right here is really tough to evaluate just because it was such an outlier from the rest of the game. It's like literally the game just decided, oh, you're going to win now. Like you look at the first quarter, they were 40%, I was 35. Second quarter, they were 57, I was 48. Third quarter, you can see my field goal percentages are going up and up and up. And you can see it just went 35%, 48%, 55%, 57%. And that results in a comeback like that. Let's look at some of the individual stats. Kyrie had 29. I like to come over here and look. So he had 29, 9 and 5. He was 8 of 24, 6 of 18 from 3. 18 threes, in my opinion, is a lot. But sometimes it's about like how is the defense playing and are you giving them free looks off of pick and rolls and stuff like that. Klay Thompson shot 11 threes, had 21 points. I also think 11 threes from Klay Thompson in 2025 is too much. He also played 35 minutes. I don't love that either. Kyrie had 7 free throws, Lively, 15 points and 6 boards is nice. No blocks for him, which is surprising. It seemed like he had some. Flag, 14 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block. He was 5 of 13, 2 of 9 from 3. Now, in my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion. You guys can agree or disagree. Let me know. I don't think 9 of 13 of 9 of Cooper Flag's 13 field goal attempts should be threes. That's just my personal opinion. I think that needs to be tweaked a little bit. That can be a little bit difficult to tweak because I don't know what his rookie tendencies are like. That literally might need to be something that we look at. But honestly, like as a whole, I thought in this specific game, it might have shot a little bit too many threes, just as a whole. We know, like I said at the beginning, because someone commented that in the chat, they're like, yo, I had a game where, blah, blah, blah. CPU shot 50-something threes, and they just did that with us. Now, it was working for them early, but as you can see, they kind of shot themselves out of the game. So that's something to think about. You got to kind of look at it. But, like, what I notice is, like, their threes, I could be wrong, but it didn't look like they were shooting too many pull-up threes. It looked to me like they were shooting a bunch of catch and shoot threes, like off of screens and pin downs and stuff like that. Off ball screens, I mean. So, we have to look at how we want to balance that. But yeah, so that was pretty much their stats. It is what it is. And then on my side, 36-17. I had said Wemby wasn't doing that much, but then he really kind of turned that on late. Fox 21-6-8. Vassell, nice game. I had a lot of people in double figures. Like we were really moving the ball around. 6-9 from Vassell is huge. 5 of 8 from 3. Harper 16, 5 and 5 from Harper is really nice. With attempting the 5 threes. Castle was being more aggressive and attacking and trying to create off of that. Barnes came off the bench, did what he did. 4 of 7, 2 of 4. You take that from Harrison Barnes. Kelton Johnson struggled, but you look at it, somebody has to struggle, right? Sochan just did what he did, right? Get some rebounds, get some assists, get a block, make some plays. So yeah, guys, like I said, obviously with this beta slider set, still a lot of work to be done. It's still a lot of work to figure out how we want to balance things, and figure out, how we can get this game. Like it's just like I tell people all the time, like it's just such a layered process. I really appreciate everybody, who has supported throughout the process as we try to get this game to where where it's supposed to be. Now, the only thing I want to look at, so this is beta 0.4. Okay, so NBA opening day. I don't want to make any promises, but I would love to have the version of 0.5 out by then. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I would love to work on that and see if we could. I'm trying to look at my calendar on my second screen here. 50 million windows open. Okay, that's Monday. So NBA opening day is on Monday. So yeah, we got to work, and let's see if we can get an update out this weekend, which will be beta 0.5. JMSPND. You said, how do I go about deciding what badges to remove? Well, I try to think of which badges make sense in the context of simulation, NBA basketball, and which badges are park nonsense, as I like to call it. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong screen here. So, for example, you said you heard physical finisher adds a lot of great layup animations. In my so it adds more layup animations. Yes, we are not in agreement that they are great. I made a post on Twitter, and if I could find it really quickly, hold on a sec. Yeah, so I all right, so here it is. I think this is what I was looking for. So remember when I said the number one thing that I was looking for was to remove what I would define as park nonsense from the game. In my personal opinion, the physical finisher badge was one of the number one culprits of what I would call park nonsense. And what I don't like about badges. Okay, I think this is the tweet. I don't like badges that ignore space and time. And physical finisher is one of those badges that can basically, when you give it to people, give them the ability to. And I apologize, this is Twitter. I know that the quality is not great, but it gives people the ability to phase in and out and between and through people um, to finish layups. You get what I'm saying? So, um, do you want more layup animations? And is physical finisher going to give you more layup animations? Yes, it will. But is it going to give you absolute garbage like this? Yes, it will. Right. So this is a game all year about determining, you know, what you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. You know what I mean? Because if people are saying add it because it adds more layup animations, they're 100% right. You know what I mean? They're 100% right. But it's just the pros and the cons. It's, you know, this for me personally, and if I can get the best angle, this was the best angle. This was too much for me to deal with personally. I just can't have Maxi and LeBron phasing through guys to get layups, right? So, you know, that was one of the biggest badges that I don't like. One of the other badges that I don't like that I did not disable, but I doesn't mean I don't dislike the badge. This is just me personally. I think the Dimer badge conceptually is one of the most ridiculous ideas in a video game. I just think that badge is ridiculous. The concept that because LeBron James passed me the basketball, like he has this magic dust on the ball. And since it came from him, that magic dust is still sitting on the basketball. So when I shoot, I'm now 22% more likely to make my shot because LeBron James passed me the ball. I think conceptually is nonsense. And that's not what makes players great passers. It's not. What makes players great passers is finding guys in good situations to shoot. Now, the reason I leave the badge on is because we know it's a video game and 2K is not smart enough to for LeBron to be thinking, oh, I know he likes the ball in the right corner. You get what I'm saying? That's why people get more assists because LeBron knows I can push left and, you know, kick here. That's why people get more assists. Not just, oh, because LeBron James passed it to this guy, a 62% three-point shooter is now an 82% three-point shooter. That's just not how basketball works. LeBron James would pass me the ball 100 times in the corner. I'm not making the shot. It's not going down. Ironically, funny enough, that's been one of LeBron's issues in his career. You know, passing to bums in the corner, but let me stop. Another badge that I don't like, box out beast, nonsense. It just does too much phasing and sliding and pushing people in and out of rebounding situations. It's nonsense. I removed break starter because I thought it might help with those full court passes the CPU's throwing. As you guys can see, it did not. Brick wall is nonsense. It's literally like a holding penalty in football. I don't understand why it's in the game. It's just nonsense. Physical finisher we talked about, it's nonsense. Rebound chaser is very similar to box out beast, nonsense. Rise up, in my opinion, is just cheese. I think it's stupid. I took that off. And then unpluckable. The idea of being unpluckable is stupid. You know, I mean, I've seen some of the best handlers in the world get swiped at basketball camps, right? So the idea of just someone being unpluckable is just literally dumb. There's no on-ball steals in the game anyway. That's a good point now I think about it. Maybe I need to add the badge glove to some people. Now that I think about it, why didn't I do that? Didn't I do that last year? That badge is, what's that badge called? Glove? Is there any good like defensive players here? Does he have it? I doubt he's got it. Isn't there a badge called glove? Yeah, we might need to do that. Let's see what we can do. So another thing too, I want to just clarify as far as steals go. And when we look at these stats, I do want to point out there are some stats I'm not going for realism on. Steals is one of those stats. We're probably going to need to be on the high end of steals to get on the regular end of turnovers. There's no unforced, not no, but there's very few unforced turnovers in the game. So we need to, you know, that helps a little bit with that chaos, with those moments, right? We'll look at glove. We'll look at glove. We might need to put glove on people just to get active hands. Like guys just stand, man. Like I tell people all the time, guys. Like I used to play basketball. My coach would murder me. Like we just guys just standing there dribbling the ball straight in front of you. But we can't overdo it because you don't want every possession to end like that. But dang, like once a half, we can't get a on ball steal or a knockaway or knock the ball out of bounds once a half, right? So we'll work on that. We'll look at that for the next version because I think that's something we got to look at. There's no on ball steals. I've got the you know, the on ball steal tendency all the way up, but it's not doing anything. So it's just not working at the moment. So we'll have to look at that and see if that can, you know, get us going or anything like that. But yeah, other than that, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. No, not really. The only thing I wanted to say was for my channel members, I do plan on, and this is like, I don't even like talking about it, but I am going to talk about it like quickly. I want to, like, because everybody knows, like, I closed my Discord. I don't like Discord. I think Discord is dumb. I think it's for kids. I just think it's just too much. Like, I don't like Discord. For me, I don't like the idea of Discord where people felt like because I opened a Discord, people can just message me all the time and then say I'm a bad person for not responding instantly. I have a job. I have like a whole family and stuff, right? So I like when I'm at work, like, you know, the Discord got to a point where it's like 11 in the morning. I'm like in a meeting and like Discord is going off on my phone and people are like, yeah, my mods aren't working. Why are you know what I mean? So that's why I closed Discord. I can't stand Discord. Too much yapping, too much drama, too many kids. It's the reality of the situation with Discord. That being said, I still think that space is valuable because I want to have a place where we can discuss these types of things and see what we're seeing when it comes to sliders and things of that nature. So I'm working on like how can I manage that but keep the group small. I don't want 20,000 people in my Discord. I'm sorry, I just don't. So I think I'm gonna kind of repurpose that area in like an area where like me, my channel members can just chat it up and just kind of have like a smaller group chat. Because it's like I need a better space where we can all conversate about this stuff and talk about what we're seeing. So I am working on that. I've got a few friends helping me with that, so keep it locked with that. That's really all it is. Oh yeah, another thing I want to comment on too, real quick while I'm here. You know, this is what it is. It's part of being a content creator, and it's also part of being a small content creator. Of course, a lot of people, not a lot, but some people, you know, have a negative comments to make about me putting my sliders behind a $1 paywall, and talking about like how it cuts the community off. A lot of people don't understand that is extremely intentional. Putting the sliders while they're in beta behind a paywall eliminates a lot of annoying people from the process. I hate saying it that way, but I'm doing what I'm doing to try to make the game better for the community. But while I'm trying to make the game better, you need to eliminate the trolls, eliminate the clowns, and eliminate the kids. And a $1 paywall does that in a bunch of different ways. I try to make sure like we're not charging people $10 for a set. Like we're not trying to do nothing stupid. We're not trying to take advantage of anybody. My logic behind a $1 paywall was this: just the reality of the situation in life. People value things that they've invested in more. That's just life. That's how things work. Someone gives you a car or something, or gives you this when you're young, you don't take care of it. But if you save and you work and to get something, you treat it a little bit differently. You are invested in it. You have to put your time and your effort into it. So that's kind of how I want, while my sliders are in beta, that's kind of how I want people to look at them, if that makes sense. Once I'm done with the sliders and they're done, take them, have at them. That's that's for the community. But, in this process, while they're in beta, I keep them behind a paywall that is extremely intentional. The dollar amount is very specific for a reason. Everyone has $1. The reason I made it $1 was so that anyone that wants to support the channel can support the channel. No one, I'm assuming, I don't really see how it would be possible for you to have a next-gen console or a PlayStation or a PC if you don't have $1. If you don't have $1, your electric bill is probably not on, right? So that's, I wanted to make sure it was nothing crazy that would hurt anybody. But obviously, if you get like 100 people, it really helps me because you get $100, for your work and your time. So it's a win-win for me because obviously I get money, and it's a win-win for everyone else because it doesn't really affect anyone's pockets that large scale. Another reason I made it $1, which is also very important, is once you make something paid, it comes out of that casual thing. And people who are, once they kind of spend $1, or spend money on something, just in my experience, some people kind of end up talking crazy. So I didn't want the situation to be where it's like, oh, if I'm charging someone $10 for something, I'm too nervous to call people out on their BS. If people are disrespecting me or something like that, I don't care. It's like, you're only paying me $1. So it just gives everybody the freedom to say, hey, if I want to support Shady Mike, you can support Shady Mike. If I don't, that's perfectly cool too. But at the same time, it doesn't let anybody talk crazy. It doesn't make me feel like super indebted to anybody because they're paying me a bunch of money, if that makes sense. I try to keep it kosher. That was my thought process behind that. A lot of people seem to think, I don't know what people were thinking. People were talking about like you're taking advantage of people and stuff like that. That's fine. That stuff is always going to come when you start being bigger and a little bit more successful. But that's just kind of my logic. Johnny, you asked, will I share the new link to the Discord? I'm gonna make sure it's the same link. I'm not even going to change it. I'm just going to repurpose the space that we already have. But I'm going to, and that's what I've been looking at. Like I said, I got some friends looking into it for me. Like Discord has like a YouTube integration, so I want to look into that. Like I want to look into it. So that's what we're working on now. So it should be like, we're hoping it's seamless. We're hoping it's quick and automatic to the point where it automatically can recognize if you're a channel member, you automatically get access to the space. And we hope that that's seamless. If it's not, we'll think of something else. But that's just what we're thinking. Nothing set in stone. But as we get into opening night, I want to get a better slider set out for us to play the game with naturally. And then obviously give us a better space for us to chat as a community. So that we can obviously keep some of these conversations going. Yo, Wes, what's up, man? You came in real late. I'm about to end this joint, but it's good to see you. Yeah, guys, it is midnight. This is a weird time for me to stream. You guys know I normally don't get to stream during the week. I do got to work. But I wanted to just get in and get a game in with this set, and we're gonna continue streaming this. I'm gonna stream this. I'm gonna stream Battlefield. I'm gonna stream Madden. Like I said, I'm gonna work on, I've already started work on the next version of this set. But I've also got some Madden stuff that I got to lock in on too. I'll finish up my next modding showcase and things of that nature. So it's fun covering both games, but it's not easy with my job, if I'm being perfectly honest. But yeah, guys, let me get up out of here, wrap it up so I can get ready for work tomorrow. Again, appreciate all the support on the channel. Everybody's awesome. And yeah, it's your boy Shady Mike signing out. Peace. Threes.